Hello and welcome back to another video. Today here again on Forza Horizon 5 to take a look at the second brand new car added as part of Series 17, which is this tiny Toyota Sports 800. I did actually think the Nissan was the only brand new car, but I was slightly wrong about that. This is also brand new to the Horizon series. To obtain this car, all you have to do is to complete 20 points of the Spring Season playlist. When I say this car is tiny, it really is very, very tiny, as you probably can see, meaning it weighs only 600 kilos, which is pretty incredible. So if we throw a tune on it in a minute, I think it might be pretty decent. It does, though, only produce 44 horsepower from standard, from a 790cc two-cylinder boxer engine, putting it at D-Class 246 from standard. So that does give a bit of room to play with. It potentially needs quite a bit more power if it's going to be used for racing, but probably not any weight reduction. It does, though, mean it's incredibly slow standard like this, but with a ridiculous amount of body roll for some reason. Maybe because it's so light that you can just sort of roll around, but it's pretty fun to drive, even though it is incredibly slow. Apparently this is one of the first cars to have a removable targa top, so basically that black roof section that you see can be taken off and will in fact fit into the boot, so you can carry a roof around with you in case it rains or something. The car, though, was only in production for a few years, and I think only for the Japanese market, meaning during that time only just over 3,000 were produced, so there's not that many of these tiny little fun, although quite slow, classic sports cars. It's available in 3 manufacturer colours, the red that it's kind of given to you as standard, this rather nice blue, and silver. So I think I'm going to paint it in blue. It does also have advanced painting options, with Group 2 being, as you might expect, the roof. So we could, if we wanted to, do that white instead of black, for example. Before I go and throw on a B-Class tune and try it in Horizon Open, I'm going to quickly check what the upgrade options are. So in engine swaps, I believe there's 3. There's the 3.2 litre inline 6, an inline 4 motorbike engine, and a 1.6 litre inline 4 turbo rally engine, which soon will be available with anti-lag, which will be pretty incredible. You can fit a single turbo or a supercharger, and of course all-wheel drive swap it, but I think apart from that everything's pretty standard. You can fit a front splitter, which also removes the front bumper, which is kind of cool actually. That's not too bad looking, and you can also put Forza Aero on the back, of course. Everything else is pretty much as you might expect. There's no vintage race tyres or anything, I don't think, which is a little bit of a surprise. But there's your usual tyre widths, track widths, clutch, gearbox. Everything else is pretty much as you would expect, although I'm interested to see how light it is. It drops right down to 525 kilos with full weight reduction, which is absolutely ridiculous. Hang on, I'm going to try something. So if I put that in, if I also put that in, because I know that saves a bit of weight, and lighter flywheel, you can get it down to 516 kilos. You can probably get it even slightly lighter than that, which is just absolutely ridiculous. Although that's probably not the area you want to focus your upgrades on, so I'm hoping if I download a tune it will mostly be added power. So I'm going to apply this Balanarus tune, which has 196 horsepower, which is a real improvement, but they have dropped the weight to 520 kilos, which I'm not sure was completely necessary. It's on sport suspension, street tyres, and still rear-wheel drive. So let's give it a go. So here we go then for the first race around the Lookout Circuit, which is midway through a Horizon Open session, starting in 10th, which isn't exactly great. So I did have a bit of time to kind of drive this car and get a bit of a feeling for it while I was waiting for, well, the previous race to end, basically. And it seems incredibly fast, basically because it's so light. But is quite oversteery in the corners, although it does turn in and handle very, very well once you get a bit of a control over it. So I think it could be quite fast, but might rely on me being slightly skilled, which could be a problem. So today's video, I'm also going to be doing these races kind of live, if you like, commentating over them live, and giving you my reactions to the car upgraded straight away. So do let me know if you prefer that, or if you prefer my more kind of summarised thoughts over, kind of laid over the top of footage of me racing. So let me know which way you prefer it, because I'm kind of trying to decide which way to do it. On a lot of games I do it this way, so yeah, let me know what you prefer. Anyway, so far, up to third by the end of the first lap is not bad. Going around the outside of the Golf. Okay then. It's actually quite a fun little battle. He's going to come back through, isn't he? Oh god. Oh, of course it's a Civic. Ah! That was terrifyingly close to that tree. Oh, Civic's being a Civic driver. You absolute... This is the problem with Horizon Open. Somebody thinks you're overtaking, they will just squeeze you out of the checkpoint. It's a shame, because I was having quite a good battle with that Golf, and I thought he was vaguely fairly racing, but anyway. Right, well this definitely had the speed to get second. I don't know what first place is driving and where they've gone to, but that should have been second. Not a bad first little race. The tiny little Toyota. If I call this car a Honda at some point, I do apologise. I get the name muddled up with the Honda S800 and the Toyota Sports 800. I get the two cars muddled for some reason. Well, I don't. I get their names confused. I love how the guy called Born Dead Last is dead last. That is quite amusing. Okay, so it turns out that was the last race of that previous adventure, so here we are for the next one at Los Jardins Circuit. I don't know why the image is flickering again. It seems to randomly do that in Open. That's actually really bad. Yeah, I've not seen it that bad before. But we seem to be off to a good start in the race. Apart from the Honda, which is going to be our only worry here, I think. Oh, you've got to be so careful getting on the power in this. Well, unless I do anything stupid through the chicane, it looks like it's going to be a not too difficult victory. We have actually pulled away from the Honda slightly. Yeah, no, that was really fun, actually. And the only lap under a minute. So, next up is the Emerald Circuit. We're again starting quite near the back. But yeah, hopefully we can do okay here. Where's the Civic? 17 Civic, 5th. No, that's not the one. It's the one in 3rd that we have to worry about. I'm hoping we can get past quite a lot of them in Ghost mode. And the Civic, come on, yes. If we get past him in Ghost mode, we're doing well. Try not to send it up the inside of the BMW. Oh, I'm sorry, Civic. What are you doing? Duck under the BMW. Yes, come on. Oh no. That was a mess. No, sometimes you just get on the power slightly too much and it does that, unfortunately. Not too bad. And finally, the Reservorio sprint, although I'm not sure how this is going to do here. I mean, it is pretty quick on the straights. We're starting second behind the very fast Civic, so it could be an interesting one. When it begins. If it begins. Please begin. Forza. There we go. Second place already, not a bad start. We seem to be firmly in second after the first high-speed bit. I always do that. Oh, you don't have to give me a slowdown though, Forza. I gain no advantage from that. But yeah, overall I'm really enjoying this thing actually. It does take a little bit of balancing, particularly, sorry BMW, particularly on throttle. But I'm really enjoying it and finding I'm actually getting some speed out of it, which I usually don't if cars oversteer. I just crash or spin the wheels up too much. But it's quite nice. I mean, it doesn't oversteer loads, it just takes a little bit of bouncing, particularly on throttle, but it's been pretty good and I've enjoyed it, so I think I will actually keep this with the tune on and use it in B-Class sometimes. Would be nice if we could win the race, though. Well, another race, other than Los Jardines. Never mind, second will do. And that is going to do it for a very first look at the Toyota Sports 800 here on Forza Horizon 5. Slightly a shame that I've not realised this was also a new addition, but it's a fun little light sports car if quite slow from standard, and seems to do decently well in B-Class racing, with a tune that's actually quite fun and enjoyable to drive, if a little bit slippery on throttle and a little bit slidey. But overall a fun little car, so do go and get it if you've written it off as being a sort of not very interesting classic car. Do and go get hold of it. But for now, for today's video, that is going to be all. So thank you very much for watching, and I will be back with the next video very soon.